Morning, everyone. I'm here with pretty girl Willow and handsome Gilbert at Goats with Horns Animal Sanctuary and Real Time Rescue. We are an animal sanctuary located in Gilbert, Arizona, in the United States. Hello, Gilbert. It's his he wants a little taste of fame, I guess, saying hi to anybody who's might be watching. Today we are gonna just do our normal little check-in, and then also we're gonna briefly talk on the ducks. If you guys checked out our live stream on Thursday that Karen did, or actually it might have been Tuesday, drawing a blank now. Earlier this week, Karen did a live stream while she was refilling the duck pools and kind of chatting about how we need to switch the pool water out and how to keep them safe. But she couldn't remember at the time the ducks' stories, and so I was going to just briefly touch on that while we go around saying hi to everybody. I've already said hi to Gilbert. Have our sassy girl Rapunzel right there. So we in this stall here on the left, the black and white duck, that's Clyde. He did have a mate named Bonnie, who sadly passed away. Then in the all black and gray duck, that is Bruno Mars. So these guys, let me see if I can sneak in without Gilbert. These guys are a British duck, so they are not native to Arizona, not even native to our country at all. So they have no natural instincts. So they were somebody's pets in a local condominium complex. And if you didn't know, ducks are one of the most commonly dumped animals. People get little ducklings as pets, around Easter time. You think, oh, they're so cute. Let's get some little ducklings for the kids. And then we'll go set them free. We'll release them at a pond. But unfortunately, domesticated ducks that you would buy, they are completely domesticated to the point where they do not even realize that they can fly. And so they are basically sitting ducks, no pun intended, but for predators. So when people go and they drop off their ducks at a pond, they will either starve to death because they don't know how to forage for food, or the lucky ones learn quickly how to forage, but the second a coyote runs up to them, all it has to do is grab them because they don't realize they can fly. They do not understand. So these poor guys, like I said, there were three at the time. There was Bonnie, Clyde, and Bruno Mars here. They were somebody's pets, and when they moved, they just put them outside because there was a pond in their condominium complex, and they thought, oh, cool, like they'll have a little pond here, it'll be great. They had no natural instincts. Like I mentioned, they didn't understand where to get food. They were completely reliant and dependent on humans. So they would run up to some of the people that lived in the complex quacking for food, like, please feed me, and some of the people loved them. They called them their tuxedo family, and they fed them, and they, loved seeing the three ducks. But some of the people didn't appreciate them so much. They said, hey, these ducks keep cooing all over my yard. As soon as I'm trying to leave for work in the morning, all three ducks are just surrounding my car quacking, and so the HOA, they had enough complaints that they were going to have them eliminated. But the people that loved them said, just give us a week, see if we could find a home. And once they did, they found us, and they were kind of thinking, okay, how are we going to get these ducks at this condominium complex over to the sanctuary? And they were kind of brainstorming, thinking, okay, how are we going to do this? One guy had brought his dog kennel, and he sets his dog kennel on the ground while they brainstorm, and all three ducks run inside of that dog kennel. They were so desperate to be enclosed and in a safe space, rather than being out. They had been living in a condominium, then jumped at the little pond in the condominium complex, and they were just like, oh my gosh, finally a little shelter. So they ran in. So then they brought them here, and they don't even like to roam in the pasture. We used to force them out, be like, hey, you guys need to go stretch your wings a little more, run around when we get irrigation. But they would hate it. After about, a minute, they'd be right there on the outside of the gate quacking, like, let me back in. So we just let them hang out in here. Plus, it is safer for them to be in the stall surrounded by the big animals, because the predators don't, come in here. We have in the past, as Karen mentioned, we have lost a duck to an owl. Oh, hang on, I might have to put the phone down. This gate here is the very tricky one. So I don't know if I can do it one-handed. Yeah, okay. Time out, you guys are going to get a little view of the ground. Okay, that's better. over time, these gates kind of settle in the ground. If you look, we've had it drilled out a few times. This used to be, just a little hole down here, and then we've had it kind of drilled out to make it bigger, and seems like it's that time again. We might have to do it one more time. So then in this stall, we have Elvis, and Elvis came with two other ducks. They were somebody's pets, and the guy moved, and he wrote on Craigslist, hey, I moved away. I didn't find a home for my three ducks yet. Elvis, Elton John, and Liberace. There were three of them. And he said, anybody who wants them, send me a message on Craigslist, and I will send you my address, and you can just go pick them up. And I'm not sure, if you knew this, but, Craigslist, the free animal site, some really horrible things happen on there. The animals are often used as bait in dog fighting to train dogs to attack. Some people think it's funny to give live birds to their dogs as a play toy and let them just destroy them while they're alive. I'm sorry if this is disturbing, but this is the reality of what happens. Never ever give an animal away for free. You need to do right by the animal. If you for some horrible reason need to find a new home for your animal, never give your animal away for free unless it's directly to somebody you know and trust. So there are some local animal activists who will occasionally go on Craigslist and try to see if there are any animals that they can kind of network and find a safe home for. So they went, picked up the ducks, and brought them here. As you can see, Elvis is alone now. Liberace was the duck who an owl killed, and Elton John passed. We are not exactly sure what happened. Looking back, it's possible that he got botulism, but at the time we didn't have any experience with botulism, and he was just found out in the field one morning, deceased, and the other two ducks were right by his side, kind of grieving or guarding his body. It was very sad. But okay, this isn't maybe the most lighthearted live stream that we've ever had, but like I said, this is the story of where these ducks came from. All the animals here have a story, and some of them are very traumatic, and some of these guys have experienced horrible abuse, but there are other animals who have luckily known nothing but love and just needed a safe landing here. Hello, Mr. Albert. So if you are interested in more of the animals' stories, I recommend you guys following our page, and you'll see posts from us on social media, as well as if you keep following us on Real Time Animal Rescue. Not only us, but there's so many great sanctuaries on here. But Karen on our channel, usually on Tuesday or Thursday, she's been lately doing like a fun live stream, kind of a little series on Sanctuary Spotlight, and she'll kind of talk about an animal's origin story and where they came from. So tune into that. We've got Albert here. Actually, I don't even know if we touched on this last week, but Mr. Albert has been a little sick. So please send him all your positive vibes. He basically was like kind of throwing up some foamy green hay, and it kind of looked like he was losing a bit of weight. It's hard to tell because he is such a big boy. Yeah, you know what? I did talk about it last week, but it did seem like he was kind of losing a little weight. And yesterday, his nose right now is just kind of muddy. That's not boogies, but yesterday his nose, he had so much snot on his face, like a human, or with a bad cold. So I kind of cleaned his face off, and now it's just muddy. But so he did have a vet appointment, and they saw a tooth that could potentially have been a problem for him. Maybe it was hurting. It was a little bit longer than the other teeth. It was causing him discomfort, so he wasn't chewing his food right. So the vet did go ahead and file that tooth down, and then she also did a fecal. So they tested some of his poo to see if there was anything yucky in there, any parasites or anything abnormal, and it was totally fine, luckily. So our guess, or what we're kind of hoping, is like he just has some random little virus, just like we get from time to time, and a week to 10 days, and we'll kind of be feeling better. And maybe in conjunction with his tooth getting filed down, that will help him to make sure he's chewing his hay right and getting everything he needs. So that's our Albert update. Don't have too much else to update specifically on right now. You'll have to wish me luck when I go back over on the bird side. I don't know if you can see from this far away. The turkeys are on patrol, which is totally fine, but Stan is with them. Stan is our naughty rooster, and he gives us all a run for our money. So wish me luck if he does not charge. And we'll go around just kind of saying hi to everybody. We've got sweet Princess Buttercup here, just chewing her cud in the sun, looking pretty as always. Got the new boys, Frankie and Merman. They are loving it on the goat playground up here. And then Chico, the king of the playground, up on the highest point up there. Got some little piggies, Julio. And I did actually think of one more thing we'll briefly go touch on. So if you didn't know, we do have two tortoises here. And yesterday, 3 times, one of the tortoises was able to burrow under and kind of get into the pasture, and it's very unsafe. The tortoises cannot come into the pasture. If the goats, trample them, if the cow steps on them, that would be a horrific, death for them. So as you can see, we do have a couple of areas that we had to kind of block up with boards and bricks. This tree stump here, she moved, so we had to reinforce it with bricks and more wood. And so far, that's worked. Hello, Zeus. He was a little naughty this morning. A little naughty. But we still love him. We see, I just saw the tortoise, the suspect. Let's see if I can. Oh, here we go. Yep, I just tattled on you. Tofu. Let's see if we can get a better view down here. Here comes Tofu. Naughty girl. Naughty girl. You got to stay safe. You have a big yard. And the thing about it is, too, the part of the yard where the tortoises stay, there's a lot of shade. And because there's thick grass and moisture, it stays cooler for them. And this is where, they graze. And we also give them their supplement. They get a little tiny bit of very specific produce. They have their water dishes, but they say, no, we just want to explore. So you better not be going over there to try to dislodge the bricks. Goodness. Oh, hi, Tamara. Okay, let me see what this says. I hope every rescue will be all right. These ducks, they are traumatized. We have a pair of ducks that have attached themselves to our backyard. The hen wants to come inside. We do our best with them. Yes. Oh, that's so nice that at least those ducks have, a safe place to be. They kind of chose you. They probably just knew somehow, this is a safe place. Hello, Zeusy. Hello, Zeusy. Yeah, it's crazy. There's some wonderful things in the world, but there are also some horrible things in the world. So we just all, nobody can save everybody or every animal, or every person, but we can all just do the best we can. And it seems like you have done that for these ducks that have decided that your backyard is kind of a home for them. So I love that. Thank you for sharing that. We have our sanctuary here. We're not the biggest sanctuary in the world, but for the animals who call us home, it has made a difference, and it makes a difference for all the people involved too. It's like kind of like our therapy. Like we all, this is a completely volunteer run, organization. Nobody is paid to come and volunteer here. So everybody that does, it's because they just love the animals and they love being able to help in whatever way they can. So thank you guys for tuning in and learning about our ducks. Wish me luck again as I cross over past Stan on the chicken side. And tell Tofu to behave and no more burrowing. And also tell Zeus to be nice. He was, like I said, he was a little naughty this morning. He spilled some electrolytes. He was trying to bite the goats. He was trying to steal Julio's food. I had to give him a light spray with the hose. It wasn't mean. It doesn't hurt him. Where it's probably going to be 110 degrees today. So, I just gave him a little quick shower. And as you can see, he is totally fine and already dried off. So anyways, guys, thanks again. And I hope to see you soon. Have a great day. Oh, and happy Father's Day to anyone who is watching and is a father.